Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 news video. In this video I'll tell you everything I learned about the upcoming American Map Riverbend Springs at FarmCon 24. And we learned quite a lot. So what we see here is the PDA map of the upcoming map, and you can clearly see why the map is called Riverbend, because we have a river that is bended, or that is bent through the map. So a lot of the map will be very close to the water, and we will have bridges and we will have ferries as well. This is confirmed. But before we go deeper into the screenshots or images, I also have some videos, and yeah, I would say let's just have a look at them, and then later we have a look at the images. And here we walk along the river, yeah, with old-fashioned houses, and we can hear the water. And there we have landing bridges. Yeah, and I like this White House a lot. And here we have a walk through the not really forest, but an area with some trees. And it's still close to the river. Most of the map is close to the river. Here, now we come to the ferry. There. And it's confirmed the ferry will be a working ferry. We can drive there with our tractor and drive with the ferry to the other riverbank. And what is not so clear for me is whether we can use the houseboat. That is, maybe we can see it in a second again. No, but they showed it before. There is a houseboat. And what about the other boats and so? I hope we will be able to drive them. And here we have a little creek, and it's even more beautiful than in Silver Run Forest, I would say. Very, very nice. Yeah, and a bridge. All looking very rustic and simple. And then this is, yeah, kind of a huge silo. And there is some delivery to something on the water. I guess it's something like a ship selling station. So maybe you can sell your stuff there in one way or another. And here we have this little boat, which I hope we can drive. And this is rather similar to what we have already seen before the FarmCon, but it's still very beautiful, I think. So that was the first video. I've got several. Here we are in this forest area, and we can see the trees from close, from near distance, and we can also see trees in the distance. Not now, but now, there. And they look better than before. So they improved the trees, yeah, the near trees and the far away trees, both of them. And the leaves are more lush than before, because the leaves are now double-sided. That's more a modding related topic, so I won't go deeper into it. That's interesting for modders mainly. Yeah, and for people who like to do forestry, it looks to me as if most of the trees are not so easy to fell, but every now and then you see such a straight pine that you can fell, but those huge trees, you can cut them down with a chainsaw, I think, as usual, but it's quite a trip to cut them into pieces, so maybe you better just leave them. And I really like the variety of trees that they have. So here we come to the spinach field, and we can see the road, and this violet purple flower we can see. Yeah, and there we go to this fire watchtower, and maybe this will be the highest point of the map, and from there you can have a look at the whole map. But I don't know yet. There are still some surprises. And now we drive in downtown, so to say, and compared to the other areas of the map, I find this quite ugly. But maybe it looks like that in this area. And here is the dealership where you can buy the vehicles. Therefore, we have quite a big space where all the freshly bought vehicles will stand. Yeah. And there, this looks like a garage, but too small for tractors. And at the front is the animal dealer. We will go there later. And there we have the gasoline gas station. Yeah, and yeah, maybe I would say it doesn't look like a rich area, which is okay, totally okay. Not all areas in America are rich areas, which is normal. So here we are at the animal dealer with several sheds and animals that are in the barns, and I really like this. We never had this before. And part of this trip we already had in the preview video, but now it's a little bit more deeper, longer. And here we can see all kinds of animals, but only animals that we already had in FS22. So yeah, maybe they hide any new animals from us to give us new surprises later, and the young animals that I hope for, or there won't be any. I hope they will just hide it, and here is an empty space. Maybe here we get new animals. I really hope so. New animal types and animal babies. That's what I want. And I think it's still possible. Yeah, and here we are. Next video. This is about the small carpentry, and this is part of this topic, small production buildings, not only huge factories but more those small village or farm type production buildings. And this is a small carpenter, and I really like this idea of smaller production buildings, because that is what I always build. I made, not always, I made a big factory as well, but usually I made small farm production buildings, because I thought this is much more interesting for farmers to have a small building where you can produce some things for your self-marketing. And here we have a wooden tractor with a trailer, and I guess that's what we can build in this carpentry, and then maybe sell it. So we didn't get any more detailed information, but it looks very cute and rustic. And we only got the information that there will be smaller production buildings and big factories as well. Yeah, and I'm really happy about this. And I want to make a dedicated video about this topic, smaller production, and a dedicated video about this fillable or interactive selling stations, and a dedicated video about the buildable houses. So this won't be part of this video. Here we have a very old shed. It looks interesting. And a pirate boat for kids. So this is somehow the only part of this video where we have such a small production, and we will have an image about the interactive selling stations, but I will make additional videos about it, because it already takes me so long to talk about all the other stuff, to look at the videos with you and then the screenshots, and then this video would just be too long. And those topics are so interesting, I think they really earn their own videos. So here another one, a very short one, where we have this frame standing in the landscape, and depending on where we go, we get a different image, and it always looks very picturesque, I would say. It's a funny idea. Okay, so that's it about the videos. And now we will have a look at the images. Yeah, starting with the map, and also about the map, I thought about making a special video with analyzing this PDA map, because I guess it would take me at least half an hour to talk about this PDA map, and I want to find out which of the images and maybe parts of the videos are taking where on the map. So it will take me a while to find this out, and then maybe make it a little bit bigger to analyze everything. So for example, here we have in the center, sadly you can't see my mouse movement, so I always have to tell you I am here and want to show you this and that. And so here in the center is something with a house symbol. Therefore I think this will be a farm. And there is an animal shaped symbol. So maybe there is already a a pre-built animal barn at this farm, and so forth. That's what I want to analyze with you. And then we have, for example, here, I always just push it into the center, what I want to talk with you. There we have a road from the top that is going to the river, and at the other side of the river we also have a road. And I would think this could be the ferry, because then you have a connection from one road to the other. Yeah, but this will be a different video, and it will take a while. Because, yeah, I have to analyze all the images and look for where could this be. And maybe I won't find all the places where everything could be, but yeah, every single image I can locate at the map would be interesting. At least for me, I'm interested in such things. And if you are not so interesting and think more like, oh, let's just wait until the game comes out and then we will see it automatically. Yeah, that's true, that's understandable. But I always like to find out and research with the information we have. And yeah, that's something I find interesting and fun. So here we have an image with two bridges, a big one high or made of stones for the vehicles, and then just a log. And I think we can't go there with the tractor, but by foot, which is good. Yeah, but not for the tractor. And there we have a rather big image of this future grain mill, I think, and it has a water wheel, so it's a very traditional grain mill, and it's built in this red brick type style. And we will get more images of those grain mill, because I think they really like it, because they make so many images about this. And I must admit, it looks awesome. Oh, and here is another thing I'm obsessed with. And yeah, I was wondering what flower is this, because I don't know this flower, or rather I didn't recognize it. Let's say it like that. Yeah, and then, as I'm very interested in plants, before I made gaming videos, I was a specialist for healing herbs. This is one of two main professions that I have. So software developing is one, and the other one is herbal healer, and therefore I'm interested in this stuff. And I found out what this plant should be, I guess, what it's probably. It looks a little bit different on the map than in reality, but the main aspects are the same. And I think it is a Liatris spicata, or it's also called dense blazing star, or prairie feather, or gay feather, or button snakewort. So quite a lot of names, which is normal. When it's a common plant in a region, usually it has quite a lot of names. And this plant is at home in North America, in eastern North America, and it grows in moist prairies and in meadows, which we can see here. Obviously, it's a meadow and it's a moist area, so this is the typical region for this plant. And it was, or maybe even is, used as medicinal herb a lot, mainly the roots, and maybe that is why the Native Americans very often they use the roots of the plants for medicinal uses. And the same with traditional European plant healers, because very often the roots have very strong healing abilities, more so than the leaves or the flowers. But for some plants, the flowers are the best, and so forth. So, and they use it for a big variety of diseases. No heavy diseases, but it's more like maybe you know chamomile, and you know chamomile tea that is used for quite a lot of stuff if you have a stomach ache, or if you have the flu, or if you have a headache also. You can always use chamomile, and it helps for a lot of different things. And this prairie feather is a relative to the chamomile. You wouldn't believe it. It looks really different. But this family that both belong to is a very big one. It's the Asteracea. I just check whether I find an English word for this huge plant family. Yeah, it's the Asteracea. Okay, and typical is chamomile and dandelion. But there are also plants that look like this prairie feather, and yeah, and if I make it even bigger, so, and sorry for all of you who are not interested in healing plants, I'm done soon, and then we will have a closer look at the map and no more at this prairie feather. Maybe you can see in the lower violet area of the plant roundish thingies. Those are the groups of little flowers or little blossoms, and they are grouped together, and that is the typical thing of this family from the Asteraceae. And yeah, in the upper part they are in full bloom, and therefore you can't see it so well. And yeah, and in Germany we have, or in Europe we have, different plants belonging to this family who look a little bit in this type of plant. They look quite different, and yeah, but a little bit similar. So this is a typical way for those family members to look when they are different looking to chamomile. Yeah, and so if you happen to find one of those, you can use it against your stomach ache and flu and so forth. It's no wonder medicine, but it's like chamomile, or a little bit like chamomile. Okay, so enough with this healing plant stuff. For me, this is really interesting, and I hope it was not too boring for you. So here we have the spinach with some weeds inside, so we have to go there. Oh no, the weeds are already dried, so it is already sprayed, I guess. And in the distance I see a water tower. And here we have this strange building. I don't know from the perspective whether it's a huge building like a stone silo painted with huge sunflowers, or maybe it's only 1 or 2 meters high and it looks so big because we look from down there. Yeah, I'm really curious what this will be, this building. And we have other plants there. And no, don't worry, I won't talk about them in this video. Maybe in different videos. And here we have this very awesome sawmill. Another of those really nice signature buildings of this map. And when you can have a closer look at the right side, there is a water wheel. So I guess it's a very old-fashioned sawmill, and they used to use it with the water wheel. Maybe they still do. We will learn about it, I guess. And then we have, yeah, something like a little walk through the forest, and we can see the mist or fog, and we can see the God rays, at least a little bit. So as it's not moving, it's not so clearly to see, but we will see it when I go through the engine footage. And here another forest image, and I like how this forest floor looks. It's yeah, scattered with different colors, and I think it really looks good. Oh, and here another of my stories straying away from the main topic, but still staying at the topic. Because here at that image, at the FarmCon presentation, they told us with this image they made improvements with resolution of the decals. The decals are the stickers that are sticked onto a building, for example with dirt and with broken wood and such things. So you have a texture first, and then if you want to let it look more run down, you put some transparent stickers to it with dirt and broken material, and they should look better, so it's even more possible to make buildings look run down in a very nice way. That's what they said in the presentation. But there is something else. And for this I have to tell you a story, a personal story that happened to me at FarmCon. A very, very nice story. When I came into the FarmCon location on the second day, there was this main map maker standing there and saying, "Oh, aren't you Oma Tana?" And I said, "Yes, yes." And he said, "Oh yeah, I heard quite a lot of you and I wanted to talk to you and so." And I must admit, I forgot what he wanted to talk to me. But maybe he just wanted to get to know me. And we talked a little bit about this and that, about maps obviously. And I was very excited, and so about the maps and the new features and the fog, and I told him, "Oh yes, I really like it, and this will be maybe my favorite map ever from a Giants map," and so forth. And then he said, "Oh, I really like it that you are so happy about the map, and if you have something that you don't like, feel free to tell me." And then I only thought for a second and said, "Oh yes, there is something I would love to tell you what I don't like." And then I told him I don't like how the fake rooms are made. I like the idea about the fake rooms, so in this image you can see them really good. So when you look through the window, you see something rather bright. And if you have a closer look, it's not only rather bright, but at some rooms it's in a very strange perspective. And in Silver Run Forest, it had a wrong topic. So in the shops where they had those fake rooms. And they have this fake room since Elmgrad in FS19. And even then, I liked the idea, but I didn't like how they made it. And yeah, then I told this Florian Busse is the name of this professional map maker, the boss of the map makers from Giants. And yeah, I told him that I don't like it because it's too bright and the perspective is not correct and so forth. And he said, yes, that's what I'm always saying. I don't like them either. But they want to have them because it's too expensive, too much work to make a really interior for the room, for the buildings. And then I said, yeah, I can understand this, but I found an easy solution for a quick fix. And because when I make a mod out of such a building, I just make those room textures darker and desaturated, so less colorful, and then it matches more the reality. So what you can do, if you are asking yourself, what is she talking about? Then you just, if you ever go somewhere and if you happen to see buildings with a window which is not a shop building but more a residential building also, and if they have a window without a curtain where you could watch inside at daytime, it's important at daytime, and they don't have a light inside, and then if you watch inside or look inside, you can't see a lot. It's rather dark. And if you can see something, it's more like grayish and no details, without any details, and very, very dark. So you don't see directly from the window to the back of the room with all the details. Maybe I show you what I mean. I make it bigger. Oh, up there, this is not this. This is still strange because this shelf here at the left window, the shelf seems to be only 1 meter behind the window. And here, this looks absolutely crazy because the perspective is not correct for this type of room. And here, this window, it would be rather okayish, but it's much too bright. If you look into a window like that, you wouldn't see the shelf in the back so bright. And then I told him, yeah, that was my quick fix solution. I just made it darker, and then it's not so obvious that the perspective and everything else is rather strange. And he said, oh yes, that could be an easy solution to make it look less bad. Yeah, and I was very, very happy. If they would really do it, and he said it could be easily done still for the FS25, because then you don't need to change all those buildings. You don't have a lot of work. You only need to change one texture file, and then everything looks more normal, more realistic. And so I hope that he does it, and then those images like that are part of the past, and it doesn't look so terrible anymore. And then I told him about my experiment where I made very simple shapes. So the window is not so clean, so you can't look very good through the window, and behind it I have a real room with some very simple furniture and some images at the wall and so, and it's made really easy and fast, and that has always the right perspective because a sofa is a sofa standing in the room. And maybe I will send it to him, how I made it for my Map Wunzig that won't be released ever. But the buildings I will release in FS25 when it's time for mods. Yeah, that was a very, for me, an impressive meeting with a professional, and I was really happy that he said, "Oh, I don't like those fake rooms either." I was, oh yes, he is understanding what I'm saying, and maybe he will change it. Then I would really dance around in my house for half a day or so, like a 5-year-old instead of a granny. And because I would really love it when they would change this. And especially when they change it after talking to me about this, then I would feel honored. I guess honored is the right word for this feeling. And happy. Okay, now, let's go on. This is the backside of the animal dealer, and we see some cows, and we see this roundish metal thingy, and yeah, somehow the animal scientists found out that it's good for cows if their ways are roundish, then they feel better when you bring them from their barn to a different location. And therefore, at least in America, animal dealers very often have those roundish shapes. But here it is not perfectly, I would say. There are still quite a lot of squarish shapes, but when I see this roundish shape behind the building, I think of those. It was Temple Grandine, an autistic woman who specialized in well-being of cattle, and she made this discovery. Yeah, here we are on either the silage bunker silo or the manure heap. I'm not so sure, I must admit. Yeah, but we will find out. And at the left side we can see the sheep. We have been there with our tractor. There are horses on the meadow. And here we see this roundish metal fence again. Other cows or different cows. And here we see a fence. And at this moment they said at the FarmCon, yeah, and we will have a lot of fences for you. We have much more fences. There will be more than 100 fences in the building menu. Fences and gates. And we can use them all in the building menu. I would say yes, that's a very good idea. And here also fences. And they went crazy with the fences. I see even more fences. And I see my favorite violet plant. And this yellow plant as well. And I don't know the English name, but it's Echinacea. It's the Latin or Greek word. No more plant talk. Don't worry. And here the tractor is driving in the direction of a bridge. and so there will be water. And what we can see on the road are those road decals from driving. And the road system, how to build a road or how to paint a road, will be quite different, but that is a topic of a different video. And here we see this interactive selling station, the farmers market, where we can go inside, and when we deliver something, it shows up in the farmers market. And I will make a dedicated video about this topic because I am really excited for this feature. So here we go to this little carpentry. Again, a topic for a different video about small productions. And here we have a brick building. It's the same grain mill that we had before with the water wheel, and the topic of showing this was a wonderful brick building. And it's a production because we can see the sign with the circle and the wrench, and therefore it means it will be a huge production, not a small one but a huge one. And here we have a nice little barn, and I really like it. It's simple and very rustic, and I hope we either get it as buildable object, or if not, if it's just a decorative object on the map, I will grab it and make a mod out of it. Or maybe somebody else will do it and be faster, but this building should be something that we can use in our farms. And here is another very nice building, and there is a coach inside. Very interesting. And again, they really like their brick grain mill, because we got 3 images of this. And here this looks like, look how nice our forest roads are image. And I would say yes, it's really nice how they look and how the rock is melting into the forest ground. I see a lot of improvements in this upcoming FS25. A lot of small improvements, big improvements too, but those small things that make the immersion, the feeling on the maps better, because you can make it more beautiful with more immersion. I think this is the right word for this. And here we have this really funny frame where you have an image, and depending on where you stand or where you go, you get different images. Making memories at Sunset Sunflower Farm. Here, now you have a different image. It's really a nice idea to make it. Okay, that's it about the Riverbend Springs map, what we learned at FarmCon 24. And I'm sure we will learn more about it, and then when the game has been released, I will make a map tour, and I guess I will play a lot on this map. So I don't know yet how the playing will be on this map, but usually I like to play on Giants maps, and the look of the aspects of this map is really wonderful, and therefore I'm already in love with this map, and I hope it will be enjoyable to play on it, because then I guess it will be my favorite map, and for mod map it will be hard to top this, because It's really nice. Such a lot of things I really, really like. Yeah, and now it's your turn. Tell me what you think about this map. Do you also like it? Or are you more skeptical, and are there aspects that you like a lot or that you like less? Please write it down in the comments below this video. I would be very interested to learn about what you think about this map, or rather about what we know of this map so far. Okay. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.